Oops. Where is that? It should be fine. No. Okay. I know what's wrong. It always happens when I use the PC. Maybe it's a browser thing that I need to update, but yeah. All good? All right. All good. All good, Tom. All good. Yeah, so do you guys do PEQ? PEQ and Shar's controversial PECDB. What do you guys think about PECDB? If if ever you've used it. I think I don't really have strong opinions about. Oh, okay. You have many questions? Sure, let's talk about that. Slowly, if you have time. Yeah, but personally about Shure's PECDB, it's really helpful. You're able to find your own target. The way I got the measurements is a little bit questionable. Um, Probably it's legal, um, but it's not. Probably it's not. How do I say? It's not proper. So, like I mean, like even when you're writing a book, you have to reference someone if you want to copy someone said or something. You want to et al them, but yeah. I mean, nobody owns it because it's public, but at least ask permission or something. So, but yeah, it's good finding your own target. Um, PlayStation Network, Ruru Punch, Ruru Sega Odyssey. Oh man, I don't have Punch, dude. I Linso. They're very picky on reviewers. And I think is Punch Zigot? Yep, Odyssey. Nope. Um, Jay's audio. Man, I really want to hear them, but I'm more interested in listening the Soft Ears Volume S. I have one coming. It's from uh, Jtis. Is his name Jtis on YouTube? What's munting? I know soaking. You know what soaking is? Is it J? Is it Jtis? Yeah. Yeah, Jtis. So studio volume S is coming from him. Um, and then I've got the Mega 5 EST from Mark. Mayor audio stuff. Hopefully, yeah, I would need to ask. if they're able to send one. Are there new audio Mayor audio stuff? I've tried the D62 though. Aren't they the new ones? Or are there new? I've never heard anything from them. Or Odyssey is so hype. Um, really? Let me see the graph though. It's probably at this point, like it's really just about tuning. And I mean, like those differences and um yeah, it's like Apple Performer 8 with good sub bass, or it looks like, yeah, I remember, I think Timmy praised the Odyssey pretty well. Yep. Or should we say Odyssey with Oracle 3? Because it has a low gain. Yeah, it's like K4, smoother K4. So the Odyssey, I think it's much warmer, more natural sounding. I think natural treble extension. Slot 3. Oh, okay. Let's see. No, 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 no. The Hangout. Oh man, no. Slot 3, probably not. There's a dip at 4K, so that means that 5K peak there, it's gonna get emphasized. Or what? I don't know. Maybe it won't be, but if it had fuller mid bass around 300, and if it didn't have a tuck, probably it would mitigate this peak here. But yeah, it has a tuck. I don't know. Just that's just my initial thoughts on that. And the other one is, man, CKV. Oh man, they why do they want to put that past 50? Man, yeah, I know. No. Ah. And it's wide. It's very wide. It's gonna sound unnatural. And it's probably about the same level as the Dyoko. No, Dyoko still wins. Look at Dyoko, it's crazy. Man, why did Krin have to approve of this? I had to dampen the Dyoko a lot. It's crazy. No, I can't take that. It's even more than the Dyoko. I've heard Hype 4. Um, I was in Japan at that time. Yeah, last year. Oh man, T Pro. I would probably lean more towards the Hype 4. Yeah. But they're about the same. They have these pros and cons, and then they end up being just in the same league, in my opinion. The Hype 4 has very good treble extension, but the treble is not. They extend fine on graphs, but on listening, they're a little bit spicy in there. Um, Good bass, tuck bass. So they trade blows. Yeah, they trade blows. So if I say if you want like V shaped, then maybe go for the Hype 4, like emphasize lows and emphasize treble. But if you like a L shape, a warmer approach, more relaxed treble, then probably the T. Uh, yeah, they just trade blows for me, in my opinion. Um, I'm getting the IO Sonio too. Not getting, I'm loaning them from Mark. Um, yeah. Right. You still have your T Pro? How do you PQ? You can use PECDB. I mean, not really PECDB. Use PECDB. They have. Huh. Mm, okay. How do you want to learn PEQ? So, or is that even? Are you playing with me? Maybe you already know how to PEQ. I really like the Hybe app. I really like the Hybe app. It's free. UAAP, I had to pay. How much did I have to pay? Like $5 uh like just to open up their tone boosters for the PEQ. But for Hybe, it's free, and you can um, upload files from Squig, and it gets the values. You want to tame sibilance? Okay, PEQ is it's like the traditional EQ, but it's just better because you can change how the band looks like. So with the traditional EQ, you just target specific frequencies, but with PEQ, you can make that wider. So when you decrease or increase uh, any band, you can choose the Q value. The Q value is basically like how wide or how narrow the boost is or the decrease is in volume. So it's pretty self-explanatory. It might be a little bit confusing at first because there are numbers, but just watch a little bit of YouTube. You know, VE. Oh, okay. Is that the what's this one? The Devastator dongle. And you buy Hy-Vee RS6 R2R from second hands. Devastator, yeah. I have what's that? I have a dongle from VE. I have Monks SM. Yeah. They're crazy powerful. You know what? There's a new dongle from J Cali with CS43131 with an amp. So yeah, I forgot. I think I talked about that last time, but yeah. So I'm wondering if I probably would want to make that my new measuring dongle. I'm using J Cali actually to measure my sources, not to measure IMs. I'm not using Apple. Apple tends to lesser the bass and boosts peaks on at least that's on my rig and how I hear them. So um, yeah, for me, sources actually alter measurements. Sources actually measure, and it took me weeks to figure out the right source to measure. Um, because they think like, no, I have data to show like with the cadenza 12, there's like a 5 dB difference in the um upper mids to treble if I use a different source, which corresponds to listening, which is crazy too. And I don't know if I'm going to probably that's one objective data there that sources do matter and I can, show that. I'm not too confident with how I'm testing them. But yeah, basically when I go to Rue and I measure the source, I get I would know if the bass is boosted, if there's a cut. Like for example, the sound blaster here. When you listen to them, it's very mid-centric, and it feels like there's not a lot of sub bass. When I tried measuring it, it does have a cut around 60 hertz, and it just drops. Yeah. So does source matter? Yeah, to some extent. Um, oh, you're using Orator 990 PEQ for your 7 hertz timeless? Okay. You can try PEQ though. Like, you know, like tune it to your preference or something. Yeah, I know, man. Oh, you're. Last time it was a little bit late. I did say last time that I would do it like earlier, and I know why it's late. I know why it's late. It's because of daylight saving here. I think it's daylight. So it like I don't know. Or is it daylight? Or we're not in daylight. I forgot something about that, but yeah. Right, yeah. I mean, you can try definitely experiment with PQ. The 7 hertz timeless though, I really like that one. I really like it. And I tried it like maybe a year after its release, and it's with Timmy. And I told Timmy like, "Oh my god, man, this is so good." And he said like, "I'm surprised you haven't tried it." But yeah, it was it's still good now. But man, this Estel 2024s, it's just natural sounding. It's really good. What did I put in my captions? Burn in. Do you guys believe in burn in? And I found an interesting it's not really experiment, but it's kind of like a finding. So when I was in Japan, um I used to teach kids like basic English, and then so in the morning I have my Akustune RS1. It's pretty bassy, and it graphs really bad. Like there are peaks. I can hear the peaks, but I don't know. I just like how that driver performs. So in the morning, go to train, and like the outside environment affects how you perceive bass and tonality in general. So in the train, it's very, like in the trains, it's very noisy. It has a lot of like noise, right? Um, and my job involves a lot of talking, like talking to kids, blah blah. Blah. And every time I go home, that bassy I am, the Ekushun RS1 becomes neutral. And I didn't have why would it be like it's just neutral, like where's the bass? It's crazy. And it happens every day. In the morning it's bassy, when I get home it's neutral. And I have a theory. It's just that I've never tested it. I have a theory that um, your mileage may vary. It really is, your mileage may vary because it depends on which environment you're at. It depends on like what you do, and I attribute that to my job, which involves a lot of talking. And the human voice, we hear our own voice, but we just don't pay attention to it, Okay, it's loud. Our voices are loud. Probably much louder than how we listen to IMs, and we just don't pay attention to it. But when we talk, we hear it, and it's an attribute to that. So probably with the constant talking and stuff like that, um, and I get accustomed to the lower frequencies, because when you cover your ears, your voice gets deeper or something, because the high frequency, you don't hear them. But it's just, maybe it's that, and because of that, when I listen to a bassy set, it now becomes less bassier because I've listened to my voice throughout the day, which is interesting. And so, depending on, say for example, reviewers, or like your friends, and it really matters, because it now alters your preferences. That RS1 has a lot of bass, and for it to sound neutral, I would think that IEM sounds neutral after a workday. You know, which is crazy. So yeah, that's yeah, burn in. It's yeah, it's hard, and it's probably that's why. I mean, going back to burn in, and my story about, like, you the noise levels that you're exposed to at work or something, it may be related to that, like, in the morning you listen to your sets, right? And then you put it somewhere, run it somewhere, and then you go to work, and let's say that you're bombarded with different kinds of noise. You go back, you listen to it, you feel like there's a change, but it's actually probably not the driver doing the change, but it's just like, with all the levels of noise you're getting, your perception has changed. So, and I trust that more. Like, I trust, because it happened to me. It was replicable. If you want to do like research or like science, it has to be replicable, and it happened every day. Morning, I said, is bassy, and when I go home, it's neutral. No. So yeah. So definitely, I'll stick to that. If your job has to do, like, if it, like a lot of talking and stuff, it involves a lot of talking, you probably would like a bassier or a warmer set. I don't know if you guys have jobs like that, but yeah, that's just my observation. If it involves a lot of, you talking, or maybe even singing. Yeah, vocalist, like, I remember, um, I was in a band before, and we like to get bassy sets because we could hear ourselves more. Like when you sing. And yeah, technically, if you play on stage, you would really wanna have like a bassy set. Like, you can't have a balance or a neutral set on stage. You, it's just hard. Yeah, you can't catch the rhythm. Probably it will help with the click tracks if you're a drummer, but still. I'm planning on buying the IBR4 DAP. Eh, is that the Evangelion? Never heard of it, really. Yeah, maybe it's okay. Um, it really is up to you. Like, personally, I would want a DAP that is smaller, like maybe the JM21 size, or like the M3X size. Um, and it has to be Android because I stream. Um, and I'm subscribed to like Amazon Music and stuff like that. Um, and I paid for UAPP. So yeah, it looks fine. Like I think the reviews, like it's mostly positive. With the high BR4. Did you guys know that it's pronounced as Hybe? Or did you guys say it's Hibi? I learned that in Japan too. So during the what was that like Pota Fest Osaka something like it's like what's this one? Can Jam. It's like Can Jam, but Japan they have so many. I think they have 4 or 5 major audio events, mostly in Tokyo. Um, and so what was that? It was a Hybe R2R Darwin. I remember Darwin. Yeah, it was Darwin. I listened to Darwin and I was like, what? The staff was like, "Oh yeah, Hybe. Please tell us what your thoughts about the Hybe Darwin." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know it's pronounced as Hybe. That's interesting." Because prior to that, I'd been calling it Hibi, like Hibi. Yeah. Yeah, right? It's Hybe. It's Hybe, man. I pronounced it Hibi too before, like Hibi. And it makes sense because, hi-fi, hi-bi. I don't know where the B comes from though. It should be hi-bi. Why not hi-bi? Yeah, but it's hi-bi. Now you know. I'm not sure if that's too important, but I was surprised. Yeah. Yep, it's high B. Yeah, the Eva though, the Eva's fun, man. But the Snow Sky really sounds good. Gemini, yes, I've tried the Gemini. Gemini is like a mini VX. Um, but is it still good today, man? Like the companies are tuning really really well now, and you know, which is good because they're really thinking of what drivers to use. Like they're making more quality products. Um, what might be a good upgrade for the timeless? Man, like what upgrade are you looking for? Like if you like the timeless, it's probably gonna be that. But if you're accustomed to that treble, hmm, let me see the timeless bass shelf. Um, mm, yeah, timeless is actually already good on its own. Yeah, it's hard to say like what really is a good upgrade for the timeless. And it really is up to you like what kind of upgrade you're looking for. For me, timeless already sounds good. Um Maybe timeless 2, with like the change of nozzles and more experimentation to suit your preferences. Does the PEQ have values targeting past 10K? Do you have the values with you? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's targeting 12K or 13K to lower that peak. Because the curve on the timeless is pretty nice already. Yeah. But if you really want to upgrade for timeless, I suggest you like hybrid sets. Um, they can provide a different experience if that makes sense. Planars are really good at um, like staging and air, but hybrids provide better, let's say, perceived separation. They, like instruments and the panning. Of course, it depends on the implementation, but most of the time, hybrids are good at that, especially if they have specific tubes for each target frequency. No, I don't have Telegram. Maybe I can search that. Let's see. This one here. Is it? I found it in Reddit. But yeah, I was wondering because oratories usually like headphones, right? Oh, he does have. Oh, okay. Okay, I found it on Reddit. Full list of EQ. Where is that? What with the timeless? 7 hertz, yeah. 7 hertz. Timeless. The oratory target. Yeah. And then do I like? It's a PDF file, right? Okay. It sounds natural because let's see here. Let me see the values. 260. Okay, there's a tuck. Increase 90. Yeah, 7K. Ah, right. Yeah, it's the 7K region. Cause yeah, it has a pretty pronounced area there. It's a peak actually. Okay. Let's see. Is it the only one he? Yeah, only until 7 hertz. Interesting. So he retained the past 10K shelf then. This looks like this is your the EQ on just looking at the bands, okay? But this looks like S12 2024s. But not really. Bring down the peak. Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, I mean, like if it sounds natural to you, nothing really wrong. How does this work though? Like, was it in PDF? Ah, okay, okay, the bands are here. But I think I measured the time list, but did I measure the time list? No, I didn't measure. I have one. I measured it from a friend, and apparently it graphs really, really weird. Like both channels, like the imbalance is very big. So, yep. 2.6, 1.4 gain, and Q factor 5.5. Wow, that's yeah. I mean, I suggest you experiment, Lobo. Um, there's a filter settings there. So in PEQ, you have the target frequency, right? And of course you have the gain. That's how much increase or decrease you want, and the Q factor is how wide or narrow it's going to affect the frequency. So for example, your target is 7,000 hertz, right? And the last one it's a high shelf. Um, so the lesser the Q value, uh, yeah, the wider it is. And you can experiment that with squig. Um, say for example, like in the equalizer part on squig, right? Let's say 200 and gain is 2 and Q value 2. There we go. 3. Yep. So the lesser the bigger the lesser the Q value, like especially if it's 0 point, the more it's gonna affect the surrounding frequencies, if that makes sense. And you can experiment that. The way I like about Squig is you're able to visualize your changes. Okay, and you can experiment there. Um, and you just find your set. Um, and that's yeah. Can I share my values? Okay, how about let's EQ timeless to the S12 2024. So let's try doing that. Because I don't have the timeless with me now, but um, let's see. And I'm looking for someone who measures IAMs. Maybe we can use Paul. We can try Paul. Oh. But actually, no, not S12s. Ah, yeah, S2024s, right? It's still a lot though. It's almost about the same. Hmm. Um. Timeless is already good, man, on its own. I really think Timeless is already good on its own. It's very well balanced. Um, so, PE. Oh, no, no. I'm trying to look for my. Oh man, I can't find. Oh, okay, I'm using it here. Um. I'm trying to find. No, probably no. I should have measured the timeless though. I mean, I have. Or maybe do I have it though? No, I didn't save it. I didn't save. Too bad. I didn't save it because it has channel imbalance. That's why. Um, Go to Paul Wasabi. Okay, I'll help you with this one here. So Paul Wasabi. What sounds natural? How would I EQ this? It's already a very good graph though, in my opinion. Um, yeah. I wouldn't even change. And that's the thing about planar stew, okay? And it's hard because there are unit variances. And I know that from experience because, like sometimes vendors send me stuff with, both right and left measured differently. Good thing we measure. So, Um, but I mean, if they, is the timeless S2 better though? It's almost about the same actually. They have the 2K peak. No Explorer. I'm trying to find someone who has timeless and someone who has Explorer. And we auto EQ that to the Explorer. This might be interesting. I'll send you values in that. Let's see. Timeless. Oh yeah. Hi, Mark. Yep, I'm actually looking at your squig now. Yeah. Why does this have a peak? Yee. Thanks for sending the stuff. Really excited for that. I can finally hear the Mega 5 ESTs. Or try them. Okay, let's see. Apple, but yeah, Apple Explorer should be fine. I don't even think you need to upgrade your timeless. If if you already have an EQ for that, or if I don't even think the timeless 2 is an upgrade either. Just looking at graphs, it looks like it's just a play on dampening materials and nozzle. Um, Maybe driver quality to some extent. Um, yeah, and I'll stick to my advice if you want, like not really an upgrade. I don't say it's an upgrade, but like a different kind of flavor. I'd go with hybrids just so that you have that, a different take on perceived separation. It really is different though. Um, like even with the hexa, um, it's like $70, $80. Separation is way much better with the hexa compared to DDs. I mean, of course, DDs and planars would have that coherence in them because it's a single driver. Um, but it's more noticeable with hybrids that's done right. Oh man, no, it's not. I wouldn't say which dusk. Is it the dusk? Dusk two. Dusk two is good. Dusk two is good. Um, but the tonality is really different. I wouldn't say it's an upgrade, um, but a good reference. The latest Dusk, it's a good reference. You can start with that. It's not an upgrade, but it would be like, um, a good reference. It's like a gateway between like budget and like high end stuff. So you don't get tricked. So it's good to it's like a good balance of both worlds. It's really good. Um, yeah, you can get the dust, but I the tonality will be very very different though. It's probably gonna be maybe the bass impact is gonna be about the same, or maybe the dusk bass is gonna be cleaner because no, planar bass is strange. It graphs really big, but uh, perceived impact is kind of like lesser, and I think I attribute that to sometimes treble peaks on the planar. I do think that past 10K peaks was this make the impact on bass a little bit lighter or something. So if you remove those peaks, bass can be either boosted, not really boosted, but they sound fuller if there are no 10K peaks in there, past 10K peaks. So yeah, Dusk would be a again, it's not an upgrade, but I think it's a better set. Yeah, let's put it that way. It's not an upgrade, but it's definitely a better set. It might not be though, for your preference. It might not be. Um, Hype 4? Probably. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it might. Yeah, I'd say. Probably I'd say a little bit of an upgrade with the timeless. Hype 4. I'd say yes, yep. Especially with the base and it's a hybrid, Yeah. I Hype 4. That's a good what's this one? Recommendation there. I mean, yep. So if you like timeless, it's probably better to go to Hype 4 because that's gonna be lean. Like, look at that tuck in there at 150. It's probably not gonna be, And Hype 4, it's pretty. It's pretty. Like, look at that graph there. It's just very very smooth. Um, and you're used to using EQ. Um, so if you feel like that upper 15 kilohertz peak in there is too much, you can just EQ it down. I did hear that though when I tried it in Japan. So yeah, hype for. How about volume S though? I feel like yeah. I feel like the oratory PEQ is very close to the volume S as well. Just looking at how timeless has become, they shift the peak from 2K to 3, I think. Is it 3? 2.6? No. Did they shift it? 2.6 minus? No, 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 no. And there is it at 5. Huh. Yeah, but it shifted the peak to. Yeah, it looks like volume S. But. Ooh, hi Takia Games. Yeah, you can review something. Some people will disagree with you too. You won't miss that. You can start writing or what will I think I'm gonna be bombarded with sets because Mark has sent me some stuff and JT is sending me the volume S. Oh, okay, so it's you. FA audio. Maybe. Maybe, yeah. But I mean, now if someone really wants to be into like they want a decent source, I'd probably recommend this Snow Sky. This one here, it's the Bluetooth DAC amp because it can connect wirelessly through Bluetooth. You can use it as a dongle. You can use it in a PC. You have a balance out, and you have a PEQ feature. Isn't that nice? And a replaceable battery. And it's $60 or $50. And it's so I play Mobile Legends. I don't know if you play mobile games and sometimes you would like attach a jack and maybe they won't bother you at times, maybe they will depending on the jack or depending how you hold your phone. But if you connect the audio to here to the Bluetooth DAC amp, this one's gonna be you're gonna free of tangles. You can it was a nice experience if you know what I mean. Oh, I'm also getting the you guys know Bluetooth? Truth Ears Bluetooth. I'm wondering if that is Krin's new something. Krin has a yeah, it is affordable and it does It sounds good. Pretty linear. It's a Samsung. I bought it like second hand. What's this? Samsung. What's this phone? S10 Plus. Yep. I know. And when I upgrade, I'd probably get a Sony because they still keep the headphone jack. Um, been using yeah, TWS is fine, but don't they have some latency? Like most of the, or maybe it's just my phone. I don't know. Most TWS I found they have kind of like a little bit of latency. Like yeah, I think they sound great. The quad dot DAC. Um, and they're powerful too. Powerful. But they're bright. Yeah, I mean it's noticeable. At least when I tested that with a friend, Cadenza 12 sounded brighter, like 2 dB brighter in the upper mids and treble. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it was just a track. It could be an Android thing, the SRC. Um, uh, Soundcore. I've been using the KZ Carol. KZ Carol's good. Yeah. Doo-doo, doo-doo. So I'm wondering if Mega 5 EST is gonna get an S or the Volume S, is it gonna get an S for me? Hope, yeah. Hopefully they're not too warm though. I feel like the Mega 5 EST is might be too warm for me. Probably a little less warmer than the Da Vinci. But I'm really worried about the peak at 3K. It's a little bit too late for my target, but yeah. Bluetooth adapter from K. No, it's not. It's the TWS Carol. It's their TWS. It looks like an iPhone. Color is black. It's not the adapter. Celeste Skysoar? Nope. Haven't heard of Celeste Skysoar. What's that? Celeste Skysoar. Ah, okay. Oh, interesting. No, I've never tried it. I'm gonna get it on Monday. Um, which makes me really, really curious. It could be, um, it could be not. And Endgame is really relative. I mean, yeah. I know. I feel like if you really want to spend a lot, I suggest you know, like travel somewhere, travel to Singapore. I know maybe in the West there's not a lot of options to go to, but maybe try CanJam. So if you're gonna spend a lot of money anyway, I suggest you Audition, because it's really it's really when the IMs get really expensive, their tuning becomes more specialized to, like, I don't know, vocals or bass or treble, stuff like that. They don't really do a lot of balance stuff because they want those IMs to sell, right? Um, and they will get more expensive because of the tariffs, I guess. I'm not sure how expensive they will be, but and I just realized how expensive IEMs are. I mean, like, as a, I've been doing reviews for about 3 years now, and sometimes I get sets that are around like $700, and sometimes we just throw numbers away without even noticing that $700 is a lot of cash, man. Like, I bought my laptop, I went and I was really thinking hard if do I need to spend 700 bucks, like on this laptop, stuff like that. And then I realized, oh my god, like sometimes I review sets that are 800, 900 bucks, and I just throw those numbers away like they're nothing. And yeah, I mean, like when you look at other stuff around you, like IEMs for that size and for that technology, like transducers giving off sound, they're pretty expensive, man. Yeah, so probably next time I'll be more careful, or I'll be more critical on sets that are maybe priced more than 500. You know what I mean? Like uh I can buy like a body, like a mirrorless body for like 700 bucks camera, and there's and when you think of like how manufacturing works, like how much money they put into that, you kind of like realize that the IM's profit margin is very, very big. There's not really a lot of, let's say, manufacturing cost, I think. It's probably more of like labor, I don't know, but they're expensive. Like IMs are expensive. I just realized that. So next time I'll be more critical with IM's priced 500. Cause like even now I'm thinking of buying, like, should I buy, if you're into keyboards, I'm not into mechanical keyboards yet, but looking at reviews, should I buy the Keychron? It's $140 versus like an Alla F75, which is like 75 bucks. You know what I mean? Uh, and sometimes I just throw in numbers like, yeah, you can get like Apple Explorer, they're cheaper, 110 bucks, and here I am thinking of, should I get the Ola because it's like half the price, or half it's cheaper. And the reason why IMs are expensive because the companies are not really, uh, what's this, like they're like startups, and they're run, probably that they don't really have a lot of employees, and probably they go to like an OEM factory to have their IMs assembled there. Yeah. So the profit margin is it's pretty big, and it's just really like that. It's a different beast. I think that is all for now. Yeah. Yep. Any other questions? Bluetooth adapter? like the KZ stuff. I've honestly I've never tried like Bluetooth adapters. Um, I can't really say. Probably the KZ stuff. They're usually good at that. Yeah. Or Fio. I think Fio has one. But if you're in a budget, probably try out KZ stuff. And I'm probably not the person to be asked because I have never reviewed them. But yeah. Anyhow, guys, I think that's it for today. I'll figure out how I can do stream on my laptop. Because didn't have any volume. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next week about the same time or probably earlier. I was a little bit late today. Bye. Yep, thanks.